Well, from high times in Washington state to hard times in New Jersey, where an oversaturation of casinos in Atlantic City and in surrounding states has led to a dire outlook for the resort town. Morgan Brennan has more.
Once the East Coast's gaming mecca, Atlantic City has fallen on hard times.
Seen a lot of changes. I've actually seen a lot less people come down here.
By the end of summer, the seaside city could have 25% fewer casinos than it started the year with, as the Showboat Casino gets ready to close next month and the $2.4 billion mega resort Revel heads to auction, in bankruptcy for the second time in 2 years.
5 years ago, that monopoly ended. We didn't act quick enough to realize that we need to reinvent ourselves, that there needs to be a transition period from monopoly to having probably fewer casinos, but having a lot more venues and activities that give people a reason to come to Atlantic City.
Atlantic City's main source of income, gaming revenue, has tumbled 45% since 2006, as states that once provided Atlantic City's gamblers now compete for them. Pennsylvania now claims the most casinos in the region, and new projects are slated or opening in others, like New York and Maryland. Experts say this is all part of a larger industry trend: casino saturation. In 1988, only 2 U.S. states actually allowed gambling. Today, 39, as local governments seek out new sources of revenue. That's created a glut of casinos, especially in traditional gaming communities, where the impact has even weighed on state coffers. But analysts say casino closures in Atlantic City might not be a bad thing.
Atlantic City is a legacy market that just has too much supply relative to demand. Some of the other markets that are newer, are still ramping up, and there was at least some foresight as to not oversupplying the market. So I think the brunt of the closures will be felt in Atlantic City.
But as Atlantic City struggles to reinvent itself, some businesses are already thriving, like the Borgata Hotel Casino. Revenues here have been increasing this year, despite the overall industry's declines. As more competitors close, casinos like this only stand to gain. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Morgan Brennan in Atlantic City, New Jersey.